And good morning, everybody, or should I say good afternoon, depending upon the part of the world you are in. You are watching live twin brothers from different mothers coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, Portny Gallery right here in the heart of our city. To my right, people tell me he's Aaron Phillips, which confuses the heck out of me, and I'm supposed to be Neal Portny if you watch the banners behind us. But no, the reality is he is Neal, I am Aaron, and another edition of our show is on the air. Mr. Neal, how are you today, sir?
Tremendous. And another beautiful day in the valley here in Las Vegas. It's going up tomorrow, I think tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or the next day to 90 degrees.
Oh, man, the pool better be warm because I'm ready to go, man. Not only is it beautiful outside, but it's pretty beautiful inside your gallery right now, with the exception of four men, you and I and the other two male guests that are here. But
yeah.
Other than that, everybody else is gorgeous. We need this kind of decoration all the time.
We stepped it up a notch with the viewing audience here too. I mean, I'm trying to just focus on the computer screen and not look at the beauty that has arrived in my gallery today.
Yes,
for our podcast.
That is correct, and you'll see why here in a few minutes. We have our guests here today from the YouR Fabulous Pageant System, Las Vegas, the Fabulous Pageant System. You'll learn more about that here in a few minutes. So, as always, before we get started, Mr. Neal, I have pulled some news topics that I think is pretty important that I want to get your comments on, if, sir, you don't mind. First of all, I want to start on a topic that came through that, quite frankly, really is going to be the only serious topic I think we're going to get into today. For those of you who do not know, Clark County School District was looking at their budgets this week, and they had two proposals in there to help teachers and their salaries. Number one was to provide 3% increases for the existing teachers and staff was one option. Number two was they wanted to increase the starting salary for new teachers coming in to $45,000. The problem in my mind with that, Mr. Neal, is the fact that that does not help the current teachers that are in the situation, have been in the situation now for many, many years, as well as administrators. The second proposal, as I said, was a 3% increase. It was announced today that neither of those has been put into the budget, which means the current staff and administrators of Clark County School District get bupkis.
I was watching on my streaming TV last night.
Right.
And Governor Sisolak came on and said, look, we've already budgeted for it. We've given you the money. You got to do it this way. So it's going to be a political situation again, more because Sisolak said that the money has already been allocated to do it. And then the czar of the school system, what would you call him? The superintendent Jara
or Dr. Jara.
Right, Dr. Jara. There's going to be a battle between the two of them as to how the money is allocated.
And what's sad about that is that Governor Sisolak's primary function or mention in his platform, he was going to fight for teachers and educators.
It was part of why he got elected.
And you know, to me, when my wife was in the classroom teaching, they had an opportunity to bring in the Teamsters from New York to lead their union, the teachers union here. And in my opinion, one of the biggest mistakes they made was not voting that to happen, because I think you and I, coming from the East Coast, we know how powerful the Teamsters unions can be.
Correct.
That was, I think, a mistake. Now, Sisolak now says in his platform, he is going to support and get raises and money for the teachers. Right out of the bat, that has failed.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for more on that. So, okay. A couple other side notes. Did you see the news today that, or not today, it was early in the week, that at the Adventure Dome, which is part of Circus, at the El Loco ride, as they say, you know what that translates into? Meshuggah. That's right. The devil, the crazy stuff. Anyway, there was a lady who fell off the ride, and it came out after the fact that she was a double amputee.
Yeah, that initially did not come out, and right away people said, all right, the ride's not safe. What went on, and, you know, push come to shove, then the story comes out. And I didn't read it properly. I thought that she got hurt and she had to become a double amputee.
Right, as a result.
As a result of it. That's the way I first read it. And then you read it further, and she was on the ride as a double amputee. Now you're talking, should she have been allowed to go? Was the equipment at fault?
Mm-hmm.
Were the people who said you can go on the ride? You remember,
liability, right?
Liability. And when you go on these rides, must be 4'8" or whatever,
right,
to get on the ride. Where is this going to go?
My inclination, if she fell out, let's say while the ride was kind of going this way, I would think that if she was not a leg double amputee, the legs would have somehow prevented her up against the bar.
Sure.
And so she could have been a double amputee up here. If it was the other way around, then that kind of makes sense why she may have fallen out of the ride, because she had nothing to stop her from her waist down to get hooked on the bar. I haven't seen an update as to which it is,
and I
but
don't
it's
know.
crazy.
I don't know when we're going to see one, and what happens at that point. Will anything be put out there? Because the ambulance chasers here in town.
Oh yeah,
and the lawyers that represent the big properties in town. All right, for $6.19 million, you're going to get a settlement, and we're going to keep it. You don't know what's going to go on. Stay tuned again.
Absolutely. Another story that could affect everything. Hey, by the way, just in case you didn't know, Trump is in town, so watch for closures no matter where you're going. So he's
Trump and Pence.
Yeah.
Air Force One and Air Force Two both came in, which is rare because
if something happens to one, the other one's got to take over.
They never travel together in the same car, same plane, whatever. And I learned something interesting last night. Air Force One is not this specific plane.
Right.
It's whatever plane the president's on.
Right.
They call it Air Force One.
Changes the designation.
Right. They call it Air Force One, Air Force Two. They came in a little after 11 o'clock Pacific time here at McCarran.
Does that mean somebody who drives a crop duster, if they have the president in there, they now become Air Force One?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? A little crop duster
that
can barely get off the ground becomes Air Force One.
But the traffic, getting him.
Oh,
we're pretty unique here in Las Vegas where the airport's right downtown.
Right.
I mean, when he travels, across the country, they may have to go 45 minutes to an hour to get to where he's going to be. Here in Vegas, 5 minutes later, he's already, what we think he's in for the night. Who
knows? Thank you to everybody in the chat room. I see you're watching, especially our latest person who joined us is the exceptional one. Mr. Alexander Bevins is from Big Valley Wrestling.
Yeah, a wrestling dude.
Yeah, the wrestling dude.
Unfortunately, I have head in a headlock.
That's right. I have to mention, unfortunately, the former tag team champions, because he and Ricky lost their belts at the last event. But next Sunday, BVW will be celebrating their 50th show, and they have a great card set for the Sahara Event Center, 2 p.m. Yours truly will be behind the microphone down there as well. Okay, from the weird news category. I shared this with you before we went on the air. 2 men were arrested in Arkansas. Of course, the location shouldn't surprise you. Audience, ask me why they were arrested. I'm so glad we did not practice that. Because these two gentlemen took turns shooting at each other to test bulletproof vests. Fun. Okay. Well, your type of fun there, Miss Christine. Oh, there you go. Okay. Say, all right. I'm glad you're out of Arkansas because you could have been one of those people. Two guys. One guy got mad at the other guy, took a shot at him. Then the other guy who got shot got mad, and he says, "Give me that bullet." And they switched, and we're not talking like little pop guns. I don't remember the gun itself, but it wasn't it was a 22 caliber. That's what it was. Now that comes to me. So these two guys were arrested for that kind of makes me think, who tested the first bungee jump? Think about that for a second. Okay, the first bungee jump. How did you know if it was too long or what if it was too long? The person splatted on the ground, and then you said, "Hey, shorten the umbilical, shorten the elastic cord." I mean, this is crazy. Are you kidding me? All right, real quick, we have a couple of sporting news, and I'm going to turn it over to our sports desk at this time, Mr. Neal Portnoy. Sports Portnoy, take it away.
NCAA Division I Women's National Basketball Championship happens tonight.
Yes.
You've got the overall number 1 seed Baylor against Notre Dame. Notre Dame, once again, in the semis, took out UConn, perennial national champions, and Gene Auriemma, their legendary Hall of Fame coach.
Right on.
Baylor is going to be a tough out. They're the number 1 overall seed. That goes on tonight. And also the NCAA Division I Men's Championship Final Four is tonight. And you've got Texas Tech, a 2.5-point underdog against Michigan State and Tom Izzo. And on the other side of the bracket, you've got the only remaining number 1 seed, Virginia, playing against upstart Auburn University, which will be playing without their star player. And they've just taken down giants the whole way to get to the Final Four.
Absolutely. In my opinion, the teams that will face off, I think is going to be two of those 4 teams.
We're going to break for commercial. We'll be back in 15 details at 11. That was brilliant.
With the president of town, I feel like being politically correct and not really say anything.
Oh, okay. And also in the baseball on MLB.
Yes.
My world champion Boston Red Sox have started the season 2-7 on their West Coast swing. The worst record for a defending world champion to start the season. 2-7. They scored 8 runs the other night and lost. I'm a former baseball guy, pitcher. You score 8 runs, you win.
Well,
their pitching staff is awful so far.
For all my Yankee fans that are out there, altogether, let us say, oh, at least we're 500, or should be.
No, I don't think you're 500 yet.
Well, they were 3-4 after Thursday night's win, and I still can't find a score for last night.
Oh.
So
maybe you're 500.
But
a lot of injuries on that Yankee. Yeah,
decimated.
Killed, yeah,
7 or 8 key players on the
that may be out for the year.
Injured list, not the DL. It's called the injured list now.
Well,
it's crazy.
Sneakers are called athletic footwear. So what the hell?
What do I know about hockey?
I used to buy sneakers for $10. Now they're $110.
I just bought new sneakers and I celebrated. They were only $21.99 at Big 5 Sports. $21.99 for LA Gear sneaks that I'm wearing.
Did you get them at the dollar store? Where'd you get them?
Big 5 Sports. They were on sale for $21.99.
What size?
12.
Wow. I have larger feet than you, and you're like 5 inches taller.
And I'm also a little thinner, too.
Keep it up.
I have a smaller waist than you, too.
You do have a smaller waist, I know.
All right, with that, we have a line of guests, and there's one. I'm going to kind of change it up a little bit just for a couple of minutes. This past Sunday, we had there was an event down at Madame et Monsieur's, pre-registration mixer for the fabulous pageant that's coming up in July, which we'll get into in a little bit. And I was there. Everybody that's sitting here in this room right now with us was there as well, except for the young gal right there. She wasn't there. She must have had homework or something to do. But so at the end of the show, when they were getting ready to do raffles, Lindsay, one of the queens who we'll introduce here in a second, she was up front talking about her nonprofit, Aiden's Army of Angels, which she'll come up here in a second. I threw a challenge out to her. I said, if you come down to the gallery on Saturday to support the interview, I'll donate $100 to Aiden's Army.
And?
Well, hang on. So I'm going to show the audience. There's my check. I have the check for her. And within seconds, a good friend of the show and ours, who's been on the show before, Mr. Ron Cooper, was in attendance, and he yelled out, I'll match it.
Excellent.
And then lo and behold, I turned around, and the owner of Madame et Monsieur's, is it Roby? Is that how we pronounce his name? Roby? Remember the punter, Roby?
Yeah.
Kind of pronounced like that.
Miami Dolphins.
Right. He jumped in and said, I'll throw in $100. So
just like Miami Dolphins threw in $100.
Hey, listen, do we care where it comes from?
Not at all.
Not at all. So within 60 seconds, we had $300 to donate to Lindsay's cause. Although I will say, Roby's check, I hate to say this, is in the mail because we could not connect to pick it up, but he's sending it to me. Once I have it, you and I will connect so I can get it to you. So at this time, I'd like to introduce, let's welcome Miss Lindsay Licari up to the microphone. And you can applaud for her. It's okay. Let people know that she's got support. It's cool. All right. There you go, Miss Lindsay. I'll have you grab the microphone. Your microphone is hot and on. Welcome to Twin Brothers.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure.
I'm looking at all the tats.
He's easily distracted.
Who's the little guy?
That is Aiden. So
keep that right in front of you so everybody can hear you. No, keep the mic in front of you so everybody can hear you.
All right. Explain all the tats. Then we'll get into
all the tattoos are kind of a story of my son. So I have his face, and then the cancer ribbon we got on his Make-A-Wish trip. So we got a little Mickey Mouse there for him.
Right on.
And then the Japanese cherry blossoms because Aiden was black, white, and Japanese.
All right.
So I got CTR for Choose the Right. I grew up.
How are you black, white, and Japanese?
Yeah,
I did.
Where are you originally from?
No, but I did that whole thing where you send away, you find out where you're from, and
the DNA test.
Yeah, and I was 100% European Jew. Duh. Really? Can't give me anything more than that.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Give me a bald 100%. Just elaborate. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, he was all mixed up, but he was the cutest little thing, and he was extremely smart. So me and Aiden actually started Aiden's Army of Angels together, and I have been able to grow the foundation, after his passing and honor his memory. So I'm very proud of Aiden and the legacy that he's created.
Right on.
Are those real eyelashes?
They're really mine right now.
Right now. Yeah. Why, did you want to try them on?
No, she's got very pretty eyes. I just wanted to ask her if they were real.
The eyelashes are a new thing because
so everything's real. No, don't go there. Never mind. Go ahead.
It's really right here.
Usher.
I'm sorry.
I want to mention, and I did not mention this in my introduction, that Lindsay is also currently Fabulous Miss Las Vegas Elite 2018. I was one of the judges last year to see her get crowned. So she is a current queen. You can give her a round of applause. It's okay. She's accomplished a lot. So what I'd like to do is ask you in real quickly, if you can, tell us about why you participated in the pageant and what you learned about yourself through the pageant. What was the most important thing for you?
Well, I started participating in pageants soon after the loss of my son.
Which was when?
He passed November 3rd of 2017.
Okay.
I believe this pageant was in July, so it was not too long after he passed away.
Right.
And I really did it because I was just trying to stay busy.
Gotcha.
You know, I
Sure.
went through a hurtful process. And what I found when I joined these pageants was I got a sisterhood. I got new friends. I got women that would cry with me. You know, another queen, she has PTSD. Well, I thought PTSD was only attributed to military families, but losing my son, I saw that I became a victim of PTSD, and to have another woman that understands what I was going through was priceless. So I gained friends for life through joining this pageant.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. And then from that, I got to imagine, well, how long has the foundation been running?
Me and Aiden started in 2015,
Okay.
so we're going into our fourth
year. And the basis of the foundation is what?
To basically what I do is I fund the survival of childhood cancer treatment. So there is not housing for families here. There's only a small Social Security check for that mother. So there's not resources available. And in Nevada, we have no state tax, so there's no state programs. So Aiden's Army of Angels, we step up, we pay rents, we pay mortgages. I'll meet them at the grocery store and buy them groceries. I'll put gas in their car, anything that lets their time be dedicated to their child rather than surviving the cost of treatment.
Let me ask you a question. My passion, and Aaron knows this, is all about kids. I'm all about the kids. And I did a piece a number of years ago for the Children's Miracle Network on Coach Krzyzewski. You saw it in the back in the studio. We made reproductions, 1,000 reproductions, signed by me, numbered by me, signed by Coach K. We raised $473,000 and built a wing at Duke Children's from one drawing. The reason I'm going there is the kids and the cancer. You know, cancer sucks. You've seen the whole thing. Who are you partnering with? Because that's the key for anything successful. You can only do so much as an individual, but when you start partnering with other organizations that help support the cause, you grow.
Before you answer that question, we actually talked about how the gallery, when she's ready, can hopefully help fundraise her organization, which is great. So we're all on the same page with that. I'm going to just ask Lindsay to be careful how she answers that, because I told her we're going to have Lindsay back on the show for a full show to share everything about that. But I want her to, you can answer the question, but I don't want to divulge everything, because otherwise there'll be no reason for her to come back.
Well, actually, I've ran this foundation for the last 2 years without any sponsorships, without any grants. I do Little Papa's pastry stands. I stand in front of Walmart. I'll pretty much do anything that I need to do to bring the funds in for the families. Recently, the last year, we do have a very strong donor that has been extremely supportive to me. But as far as a partnership with any companies or, you know, anybody that is a decision maker, we have not established that yet. But we have done phenomenal without it so far, and I know it's coming very soon.
Right on. No, that's great. Okay, I know you got to run. I know you have something to do. So what I'd like to do on behalf of all of us here and those who participated, here's 200 of the 300 that we raised. And as soon as I get that last check, you and I will hook up so I can get it to you on behalf of Aiden's Army of Angels. So it is with pleasure that we donate that to you and to Aiden and the cause. So
thank you so much. And we're raising money currently now for our first Aiden's house, which will create housing in Nevada for childhood cancer and sickle cell families. So this is where it will go, and all it takes is one person that turns into another person. So hopefully you guys will all follow us on Instagram, Aiden's Army of Angels official, Facebook, Aiden's Army of Angels, and support the cause. And you know, it's not always about donating. Sometimes it's about sharing and spreading the awareness. So that's what we ask you all to do.
And as I mentioned earlier, looking at all your tats, and I like the script, my motto, one moment in time changes everything.
Absolutely.
Real quickly, contact information for Aiden's house for if they want to make a donation. I know you mentioned you're on Facebook and Instagram. How can they make a donation, reach out to you, or get involved?
You can find all the information on Aiden's Army of Angels on our website. It's www.aidensarmyofangels.org. And we look forward to all of the new followers and supporters, and any suggestions that you guys may have. That's how I get a lot of funding, is our supporters. It's a big army, and we're a force to be reckoned with.
Aiden is spelled Ayden, by the way.
That's
so
correct.
Make sure you spell it right. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much
it.
for having
Let's
me.
give Lindsay
and
a
the
hand,
donation
please.
as well.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. All right. So with that money, we've bought our first set of pillowcases and sheets for the new house, I think, right?
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Right. Something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Well, maybe somewhere down the line, twin brothers from different mothers will also do something to support Aiden's cause. And
I initially thought of our somewhat connections that we have with the WNBA and the fact that she was a former Division II. She didn't mention it, college basketball player. Maybe we can work our magic, and with our affiliations and networking and whatever, we can help out a number
that
of
would be
different
great.
ways.
Absolutely good. All right. So let us move on with our agenda this time. Let us call up to the podium two individuals who are instrumental in of course, the creation of the pageant. And this year, I have the blessed honor of standing on stage. You talk about a Beauty and the Beast kind of scenario on the stage. You'll be very easily to figure out which is which. So with that, let's introduce Ellen Stokes and Christine Stokes up to the show. Come on, guys. Come on up. Give me a hand. It's okay. There we go. Come on up. Let me turn your mics on. This is Christine coming in first. So come on in. Okay. He's got the hand held for you. Which, oh, here you go. You'll take this one then. There you go. Ellen, you'll sit there. So
She wanted to sit next to the funny one. That's me.
hey, I got the looks. That's okay.
Serious, funny.
That's okay. Give her
Looks
the
and talent.
yes.
Remember, when you speak, put it right up to your mouth and talk
Right,
right into
just like a lollipop. Look, there's a reason you and I are on stage, not you and him.
Oh, oh.
So
Oh. Maybe next year will be all three
hey,
of us.
hey. Oh, there you go.
Did I miss something? I missed
Could
something.
you? I like what she just said. Twin brothers from a different mother and Christine emceeing the pageant next year.
Wouldn't that be something? Would she be able? I don't want to use the word handle. I'm trying to do
Control?
this in a very
Control.
Control. Would she be able to control the two of us on stage with her?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
I will control the stage.
Oh, see?
There we go. Ellen Stokes putting
The
this
general has spoken. All right, ladies, thank you so much for coming on. And I was blessed last year with the opportunity to actually be one of the judges last year at the pageant, which was the inaugural pageant. And we'll get into that in a second. We know there's tons of pageants, not only here in Vegas, but really across the world and across the country. Ellen, I want to ask this first question to you. As I understand it, you got the inspiration for the name of the pageant because of a very iconic symbol here in Las Vegas. Why don't you start from there and share your story with it?
Yes, I was inspired by the historic Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign.
There you go.
So therefore, we need a face along with the sign Fabulous Las Vegas. So I created the organization.
Wonderful. I think that's great to get that inspiration and have that as a foundation. So once you realized you guys wanted to do this, what was it about the pageant that you wanted to provide for the ladies, the participants, both? Because at the time last year, we were also looking at men possibly joining it as well as you are this year. It's on the roster. But what did you want to allow the participants to accomplish by being part of this? What was your focus?
All right, our original mission was to bring the fabulousness of the people of Las Vegas from inside out, and also to promote the Vegas-born businesses, tourism, and charities.
Now, let me ask you your background in the pageant. I mean, how do you all of a sudden, okay, I'm here in Las Vegas, I'm going to do a beauty pageant. What former association, relationships? I mean, obviously very attractive. Speak beautiful English.
Remember, you're married.
No, yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
It's because I bought the restaurant doesn't mean I can't read the menu. I just can't have any of the food.
Send your
that's the way I
comments
take
to
it.
Neal at, anyway.
That's all
How did you all of a sudden say, you know what, I'm going to do? Is it a passion you've always had? Is it something have you ever been in a pageant? Tell me.
Well, actually, I was looking for something to pass on to my family. I'm a widow. My husband passed away 21 years ago. And I'm looking for something that I can pass on to my family as a legacy. That's why this beauty pageant.
Well, you passed on your beauty to your daughter, so what else?
Thank you.
Well, it's more than that.
It's
We
getting
have to do
steamy up
some
here.
community work.
If the laptop starts getting hazy, folks,
No,
it's
I
because the
just-
steam up here is.
There's lost name. But I'm saying you want her to run with it. See, she's going to learn. She's going to sponge from you everything, how you got it going, how you made your contacts, so that when you don't want to do it or you become the executor to the wonderful organization you
I'm the
formed,
heir.
that she's
The
going
heir.
Yes,
she's
the
going to
heir.
run.
The air.
Yes.
She's the heir to the throne.
Yes.
You like that? That's
That
pretty
was
good.
very good.
That was quick. I just
Yes,
thought of that.
that was very good.
Okay, thanks.
That's
Can
a
I
good
wear
one.
this? I want to wear one.
I think you should
Okay.
wear it.
Oh God, please hold it.
She's,
Wait, is that insured?
Ellen wants me to wear crowns and I refuse. Ellen wants me to wear crowns and I just
No,
refuse.
no, no.
I got a big head. This doesn't fit.
It fits.
No.
It looks
It
great.
fits the other way, though. Watch.
I'll put it over the front of your face, so it's like a
Oh, like a mask,
like a
like
mask.
a knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
I like that. It may be the best you'll look in
Oh
years.
my
There you
goodness!
go.
Oh,
The next
Lady-
Mr. Fabulous is Las Vegas.
Lady Gaga's got nothing on him right now.
Wait,
next
listen, I'm thinking about doing that wrestling thing that you
Oh.
always announce, because I could come under a new name.
What would that be,
I have no clue.
Mr. Crown?
Mr. Crown, I like it.
Everybody's taking pictures, so
Mr.
put it back up.
Fabulous.
I know
Mr.
I'm
Fabulous.
taking it off because they're all
So-
taking pictures.
so
of me
Christine,
blackmailing me later.
While he's facing the
Okay.
paparazzi, Christine, let me ask you. Obviously, you have a background in entertainment as well. You're aspiring and doing things that has you in the public scene as well. So
Yeah.
this transition and being part of becoming the heir of this system would almost seem natural.
Well, originally.
Oh, okay. That hesitation speaks volumes, ladies and gentlemen.
Originally, I was a little hesitant because although my mom, she really, really loves, dressing up, having
Mm-hmm.
pretty, everything like that. I'm more of like a kind of like a tomboy. Per se.
Sweats and t-shirts.
Yeah, that's me all day. But as I've
You'd never know it.
watched my mom, and I've now put makeup on, I do my hair every day, and I get up with a mission and a ritual, and I do my
can't
mantras
do
and all
that.
the
I
fun
can't
stuff.
do my hair every day.
No, it's tough.
Oh.
We got
Kurt,
you
me
got
too.
this hair and the
I have-
chest hair.
Well, this is Sequoia National Forest. I won't go to the next line, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I regress again.
So anyways, I started off as the host. I was the MC last year.
And I saw
don't know.
that, yes.
We never got a critique, by the way. We need to go back and probably
Who
maybe not watch it or watch it.
who did you want the critique from? Me?
Yes.
I thought I shared that with
Maybe
you
not
guys
right
a little bit, which is why I'm standing on the stage with you this year.
Oh, whoa.
Well, I don't know.
So
The
let's
beast
go back a
can
couple
be-
says. Initially, you didn't want to do this.
Well, I am not into the pageant, but watching my mom as her passion grew for the pageant, and not being just a beauty pageant, because if you look at the past beauty pageants, a lot of women or girls or they're very intimidated to go on stage because they have a fear of being walking and talking on stage.
Sure.
That's one of the biggest fears in the world is public speaking. Also, they don't have the confidence. They don't feel like they're worth wearing a crown because they don't think they're a queen. They don't think they're a princess. They don't think they're a king in their own mind. You know what I mean?
So are you doing the same thing? Is your template, that's the question I have, is your template very similar to what we are accustomed to seeing on TV with the beauty pageant? Or do you get involved with, and maybe you can jump in now and give us some insight into this, talent contest? What are you doing in the public? I mean, you can, bullet list all the things which will make you a queen. What are those things?
Well,
Mom, go ahead. I want Mom to answer this
Mom,
one.
I'll tell you.
Because I was told you talk a lot. Right now, you're not talking. Let's go.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, after our beauty pageant last year, we did some public events. We are bringing out businesses out there that wants us to help host the businesses. Like over here, we can, if you have a mingle, we can be at your mingle and help you host the event.
I think that would be great. When we do events here at the gallery, we do the step and repeat banner, and we have the red carpet. We usually set it up to my right, and we're always looking for somebody who, listen, if anybody has a red carpet here in Las Vegas, all the celebrities will show up.
That's right.
We had 150 people here in the gallery for the event that we ran. And who wouldn't want to take a picture with these two?
Yeah,
Exactly.
you need our queens.
Yeah, you got to have the
So
queens.
The next time you have an event, invite us and we'll be there.
Okay, there you go.
We'll spruce up your event.
You would spruce up my event.
Yes.
All right, now you jump in. Go ahead. Give me
I
some
just
insight.
wanted to talk about the evolution of our pageant, which
Good.
is like I was saying, my mom wanted to inspire other women to just feel confident to get out there and get on stage regardless of what's going on in your life. So along the past year, we created Project Fabulous. And that's when I, basically got a lot more involved because
What is
Project Fabulous is now evolved into our what I'm saying is our Project Fabulous is now, our mission statement is now find your fabulous inside and out.
Great. Love it.
And basically we're a unique beauty pageant that helps men and women discover self-love, confidence, motivation, encouragement, and courage just in general to do anything that they want to do, anything that they find that is fabulous. And
now, are you partnering, not to interrupt, which
okay.
I always do anyhow, because Aaron Shaker said, yeah, he does. Are you partnering with any organizations, people that maybe, teach people how to public speak, teach people how to dress, teach people how to connect with, and making them part of your organization so that the girls and guys that would want to become part of the organization are more apt to say, I want to get involved?
Yes, actually we have, well, you just met Lindsay. We're with
Yep.
Aiden's Army. We're also with Common Tree, which is the local organization that basically helps people get back on their feet. So they also have a mentorship program for the youth, Title I program for the kids over there in the not so nicer neighborhoods. They have a lot of things going on, so we help out with that. They were just at McDonald Ranch doing Feed the Kids. We also just partnered with Patty Stewart, and she does self-defense and heels. And that's another thing we're going to bring in the girls. We want the girls to feel confident to take, to fight off the ward off the pad. So,
well, but listen, that's all important. That's all important.
Definitely.
So if people want to get involved, to whatever degree they want to get involved, they may have a daughter, they may have a son, they may be connected to a spouse who has an organization that your significant other looks and goes, hey honey, you really should get involved in this organization. I think they're doing wonderful things. How would they reach out to you? How would they get in contact with you?
Well, you could either reach out to me directly and I will find the right person. I know our team, Fabulous Crowns team, consists of myself, Ellen, Shoshana of RB Events. And, we're slowly building this amazing crew. But right now, I think reach out to me or check us out on fabulouscrowns.com. It's probably the easiest. And then we can figure out who's going to reach out to you.
And I would like to add that.
Good, you're talking. It took a while. Go ahead.
I was waiting for you to coach
Cue
me.
She sounds. Who she sounds like. Yeah, you know exactly who I'm talking. I was waiting. Yep. Always come back to me.
Yep.
I would like to add that Madame Monsieur is also our partner, and Fiesta Mexicana restaurant is also our partner. And to bring out also, we do have Hannah O'Hale here. She is our youth ambassador.
And we'll bring her up next. We'll introduce
perfect.
her to see what an ambassador is doing for the pageant. We'll bring her up in a few minutes.
I mean, I think mostly just want to touch on the subject. Find Your Fabulous isn't just for people that want to be in a pageant. It's for anybody that wants to help somebody else find their fabulous. Because right now, I think my passion for the pageant has stemmed from my mom's passion to help other people. And I want to help my mom because seeing, my dad passed away, she raised us kids on her own. And then I had a child at a young age. And she just was so consumed with making sure we were good. It made me so consumed with making sure we were good as well. But to see the spark in her eye is like me finding my fabulous, because it was now like she's so happy doing it, helping other women.
It took you that long to see the spark in your mother's eye?
Well, she always had a spark for me in her eye.
No, wait.
The sparkle was Christine.
Right.
I was her sparkle always. But
because I always say when the light bulb, at some moment in time for everyone, the light switch goes off. The light switch comes on. Is when do you recognize, when do you realize that, geez, all these years, Mom, what I used to say, Mom, that's a brilliant idea. And she looks at you and goes, did the light switch just turn on? I mean, what just happened?
Because growing up as kids, we usually think our parents are not the smartest people in the world when we're kids.
Right.
They don't know nothing.
Right.
But then all of a sudden we get older and older and smarter and wise, and we realize, our parents were not as dumb as we thought we were when we were kids. They're really good people, and they know what they're talking about.
I tell the story, I coached college baseball for 15 years back east. And I had this freshman in one year. Pretty good right-handed pitcher, 6'2", threw pretty hard, good breaking ball. His senior year, his fourth year, he looks at me, goes, Coach, I didn't know that. And I looked at him. I said, Stephen, did the light switch just turn on?
It
Right.
happened.
The aha
Happened.
moment.
Yeah.
The aha
I
moment.
have a moment every day.
You know what? You should, it's interesting to say that in seriousness. Every day you should be learning something
Yep.
new.
Sure.
Be
Sponge.
better every
Be a
day.
sponge. Be a
Something.
sponge.
Something. All right. We still have a lot more to cover. Ellen, is there anything else you want to share about the background of the pageant and what we're Christy, what can you, that easy for me to say. Little Jerry Lewis snuck out there. So yeah, if you want to touch on the pageant itself, or there's another event planned, isn't there another mixer in the works?
Oh, yes, we're going to have
Shoshana, she's looking for help. I can tell. This is like, whose line is it anyway? Not whose line, but
mixer this time.
millionaire.
Youth mixer this time coming up.
Okay, come up to the table. Just come stand at the table. You won't be on camera. Don't worry. Just right in that corner in front of Neal. Give her them, if you would, Ellen, just pass the microphone over so we can hear what she has to say. No, she doesn't want to be on camera. I saw the look of fear when I told her to come up to the table.
We actually have several things in the works. So some of the things we have are in the works are for the girls themselves, where we're helping them bond and create a family atmosphere and environment, where we're going to do a pool mixture for them, where they can really get to know each other. Something that kind of inspired me as I talked to Ellen to kind of touch up on what you guys were talking about as the inside out. Not every girl has a confidence and really brings things out. So as more and more I got to know Ellen, and this is how we kind of started really working together and all combined, is how do we bring the girls together and really help them find that inside out. So a lot of these events are going to be targeted towards the girls themselves, to teaching them how to walk, how to talk, how to feel confident, how to do all these things.
Well, you can forget about Neal on the first two, the talking and the walking. I don't know if he can help you with that, unless you want everybody sounding like they're from Boston.
So a lot of this is really going to be geared towards the girls. Now the more public stuff will be like the family mixtures, where the girls can come to the different locations where they can be part of other people's events to really kind of come out, and as the girls grow, you're going to be able to see them at the different events grow too.
Right on.
So it's a really neat thing to watch people really come out of their shells and be able to really grow and learn.
I think what will happen is that if you break down, each of the contestants, well, I'll use the word contestants, they're not really contestants, but each of the people that are involved in the organization, listen, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know what people have dealt with in their lives, positives or negatives. If being a former psychology major, if you can touch the right buttons on each individual and have in your organization people that can steer them in a direction of positively wonderful thoughts, ideas, to medicate the wounds that they may have had in growing up, you're just going to continue to grow. And that's all, like you said, what's our mission statement for the organization? There's your mission statement: helping people inside and out.
Find your
Yes.
fabulous inside
Find
and
your
out.
fabulous.
Absolutely.
Exactly
And
what it
I'm
Well said.
I have to add that we do have a wide range of categories. So we are looking for girls from 8 years old and adults up to 60 plus years old.
Yeah, I would like to just add that you put a super senior division in, because I don't qualify for any of these.
No, we
60
do
up.
have 60 plus.
Yeah, well, 60 plus, I
Yes.
can do this.
Yes.
I can do this.
I'd say you're the next Mr. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Can I be the judge of that portion of the show?
Yeah.
Actually, I can't really see this, but this is online. This is the list of the categories, and it will be held July 21st, Emerald at Queensridge up on South Rampart. And we'll talk about this more in a few minutes with Christine. Ellen, I'm going to let you off the hook. I think you've done very well. Give Ellen a round of applause.
You were so worried. You did a great job.
Exactly. All right, Miss Hannah, the youth ambassador. We'll have Hannah come up here, and we'll chat about her role as youth ambassador. I want to shout out to everybody in the chat room. Thank you so much. Please remember to reshare us direct to your news feed so people can chime in. And we are monitoring the chat room. So if you have any questions, please feel free to fire them in, and we'll be happy to get them to answer. So, panelist, please sign in and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Hannah O'Hell. I am the youth ambassador for Miss Fabulous Las Vegas.
And so what exactly is a youth ambassador, and what is your role? for the fabulous organization?
I'm representing all the young ones that are entering. so-
Younger.
Younger.
the younger ones.
You're not that far ahead of them.
Yeah, really, younger.
You are, but you're not that far. Okay, so what? So you're working with them? Is that
Yes.
right? And so what are you doing with the younger participants?
Well, I'm at all the events they're throwing, like the mixer they just had. Was it Sunday, I believe?
Yep.
And then the one coming up with the pool. I'm there to represent
Answer
all the young
questions
ones
and-
to get them involved and help with any questions.
Help
Right
them
on.
feel comfortable.
Yeah. for
Yeah.
sure.
Like I know
Right
that
on.
you've grown a great relationship with our Miss Fabulous Las Vegas teen,
Yes.
Uriam. So
Right on.
So nice.
Now there's also probably now where you going to school? Where do you go to school
Right now or when
Right
we're
now.
there?
right now?
To Grogage.
Okay. Is it something you could start at your school, through any kind of youth program, a youth organization? I'm a Rotarian, so,
I'm a Kiwanian. I won't hold that against
okay,
you.
but I'm sorry, but we always give back for the kids. I mean, we're all about, giving
Mhm.
back at Rotary. This to me lays out perfectly to get the younger, if you're the representative,
Mhm.
you've got to make aware of this organization and what
Yes.
they stand for and how to grow with this organization,
Mhm.
because at some point she was you,
Yes.
right? She was.
Yeah.
And look where she is now. But this pool
Thank you.
party thing, I want to go to the pool.
What's the
party.
date of the pool
I'm
function? Did I
dressed
miss
for
the
pool
date?
party.
Oh, that's
today.
today you're going.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's going.
Is that today? Okay, that's today. I didn't remember getting an invite to that
I
pool
didn't
party.
get it. I must have got lost in the mail.
I'm just a pretty voice. That's all. I guess
Yeah.
they just use me for my voice. That's all. But okay, so are we going to see you strolling across the stage to actually compete for one of these crowns in the future? Not that I want to
don't
put you on the
know.
spot.
We'll see.
Oh,
I
we'll
don't
see.
know.
Okay. Okay.
Would you want to?
Considering.
Yeah, you
definitely.
consider. I mean, look.
Yeah.
Listen, it's more than just a beauty pageant.
See,
Absolutely.
When I heard it was a beauty pageant, I was like, I'm a dancer, so I never thought of myself really like doing the beauty pageant, but like after hearing like their point of it, not just to walk across
Right.
and be pretty, but like the meaning of it, the inside and out, all
Mhm.
of that makes me like
Want to
wanna be
consider?
a
Inspired.
part-
Wanna
yeah, I wanna be a
consider-
part of that.
And as a representative for the youth movement,
Absolutely.
this is something you need to share
Yeah.
with people, your peers, people your age, because
Right on.
you didn't know about it. You just learned about it. They have no clue. Make them have a clue.
Yeah.
See how it works? It trickles down.
Right on. Right on. Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. I agree. Believe it or not, it's the first time I'm actually saying I agree with just about everything Neal just said. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Good job.
I can't. Takes a lot when
My
you have
ball
a.
came on today.
Thank you. Oh man. No, but absolutely. I mean, I think it'll be a great opportunity for you to experience, because then you've walked the walk and talked the talk, and you can really share your experience with it. And
Yes.
that's very valuable. So how long is this position as ambassador for? Is this like a 4-year term or?
I just started it this year.
Yeah. What
a
time is it
couple
now? I
months
just
ago.
started walking in.
Listen, she just started this year, but she shared some news with me earlier. She
Uh-huh.
said next year you're going to Las Vegas Academy, correct?
LVA.
For high school.
Which is I got invited to guest speak to their
Mhm.
advanced art department. I was blown away when I walked in that building and saw the ability and the talent, not just artistically, but they have theaters there. They have ensembles of music. You know what better place to put your grunt work in right now where you are, but when
Yeah.
you get over there to let those people know
Yeah.
who have the maybe more ability than some other people in different areas to get involved with a wonderful organization.
Yeah.
So put your homework in now.
And my daughter, Alyssa, who is the sound designer traveling the world right now, she is a grad of LVA.
There you go. So
And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
there you go. Perfect.
So you have a resource for transition. So, all right, Hannah, we'll let you off the hook.
Oh,
I know I caught you a little off guard. It's okay. See, when you're an ambassador, you got to be flexible and be ready to speak no matter where. So
Yes.
you passed the test very
Thank
well.
you.
Give Hannah a round of applause, folks, if you would. Making actually probably her first radio interview debut. I don't think I
Great
put her on the
job.
radio in all the other visits to the gallery.
First of many.
First of many,
First of
absolutely.
many.
All right. Is there anybody else scheduled to come up, or are the three of us going to finish this out for the next 15 minutes?
I think it's just the three.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're being pointed at,
Give us-
Shoshana. Or do you want to just stay vocal from behind? Okay, so come on up.
See, you know what just happened right there is your daughter showed you how to get your confidence up to
There
get
you
over
go.
here.
Hold-
It's just
I'm not
dress bottom down.
It's okay.
Don't worry about it.
Hey,
Neither am
Lisa,
I.
don't say-
Neither am I. I'm not wearing any pants, so don't worry about it.
This is what happens on radio and on TV. Behind the desk, you don't know what the hell they're
You
wearing,
think
right?
the newsmen and newswomen on their newscasts have clothes on from the waist down?
They have sandals and underwear.
Of course, if you're lucky.
Or if they go to pool parties, they wear. Never mind.
Oh, stop right there.
Hold this.
Bathing suits and see-through pants.
Yeah.
Actually would add
Can we have a fashion? Well, that's a whole nother show topic. Okay, so R&B events. Shoshana is the brain trust, but actually, this is not your first time on radio. Because when I did that podcast in January, you were on the microphone with me and you did very well. Of course, it was dark and nobody saw you sitting up there, so you were much happier with that.
So introduce her. Who do we have?
I just said Shoshana, who is
Yeah.
the owner of R&B Events, is behind the pageant and the mixer. She's, what else you want me to say?
Well, what is R&B Events? What do they do?
Let her answer that. It's her
Okay,
company.
go ahead. What does the company do? Go. You're on.
I can't prompt everybody with an answer.
No, but I prompted you to prompt me to prompt her, and it worked.
That's a lot of prompting.
Yeah.
That's like
A lot of
Facebook
prompting.
poking, you know, it's
Really
unnecessary.
good. Well, for RB events, like it really quick, but there's three main things, and that's the actually partnership, and that's what I actually have with them, was a partnership where we work together to create growth, find missions different, but I do it through events. So this is something I love, when there's actually more to things than just the event. Events is a platform for me, but RB stands for relationship growth, relationship builder, I should say. And this is kind of bringing people together, and it's right up what I'd love to do. Then there's the day of events and, consultations. So just basically that's where RB events is. But anything with a heart, I love to do. And a cool theme. And pageants could fit that theme.
So how did the two of you connect? How did this
We
happen?
actually, my mom, I don't really know the exact history of how Ellen and Shoshana met, but I met Shoshana when we had our first interview to talk about 2019 with, help me out here, Shoshana, where were we?
Well, you had to,
Oh,
have
Peppermill,
but you had to have found
Yeah.
Shoshana somehow in order to reach out to her.
I'm not
Ellen.
sure, but we met through Ellen.
Okay.
And slowly, I think what happened is we just kept calling her. We're like, hey, we're going to do it here. And she's like, oh, well, why don't you do it here? And we just kept talking and communicating. And then honestly, last week we decided we need to talk about this because we're a lot more involved than just you being our event planner. So we decided to partner in a way. So she's now part of Fabulous Crown's crew. And, I think you want to tell us why you thought we were best fit for you.
For me, because it was the mission, the inside out. So a big thing that really struck, and we didn't have a word around it, but we do now. We found out there's two different, when we met with Patty that day that, I brought her in, that there's the glitz pageants and then there's the natural pageants. And even though I personally didn't know that there's a difference between the two, we quickly discovered that this is a natural pageant,
Mhm.
which means that we were going for more the natural beauty from the inside. And that's not really done here in Vegas. So it was just a natural draw to having young daughters myself
Mhm.
and knowing how they've grown. It just, that natural fit, your heart kind of leads you the way, I guess.
So Shoshana, will you be looking for being involved with the events, sponsorships for the organization? Are you looking to, while we have a studio audience as well as a viewing audience and a listening audience, how would people reach out if they wanted to get involved with this organization through the party planner, through the event planner? Is there a way they can reach out to you to get more information? Because I'm from the school, you play to your strength, you avoid your weakness. If this is your strength promoting, which it is, I know that for a fact, and marketing and let them do what they do best. I mean, I was so disappointed when Ellen came up because, I was warned ahead of time.
Don't worry, his tongue is in his cheek when he's saying that.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you're
yeah,
fine.
yeah. I'm just saying this out of jest. That Ellen loves to talk, so you may have to throw some humor. I couldn't get her to talk. I tried everything.
That's because I think she was coached just to make sure she doesn't go overboard.
I mean, but now that you're the speaking voice for Ellen, because she won't talk to me now at all.
That's why I was like, okay.
How do people reach out to you and all the things that you do for the organization plus more?
Well, you can go on Facebook to RB Events by Shoshana, so you can easily reach me through that. You can call my business phone number at 702-850-4422. At least my husband's nodding there because I could never remember. It's on speed dial. You don't call yourself.
You don't call yourself,
Really?
right? I don't know.
Yourself.
Press a button.
Pound 2 is my number.
702-850-4422. So you can. That's probably the easiest, or my website at vegaseventsrb.com. So
Perfect.
And if you can't remember any of that stuff, send me an email. I know where they live. I can get there. Okay.
So I mean, it's as I mentioned earlier, Aaron. This is all tied in.
Yes, absolutely.
People say, "Well, what does twin brothers, different mothers do?"
We have no idea.
Help people. We connect people.
Mhm.
We bring people on so that they are made aware of, or two people that are watching and listening. Listen, this town is all about networking. It really is.
And
And
relationships.
building relationships.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I want to just throw one more thing in about
Sure.
Shoshana along what you just said. I got a LinkedIn request from Shoshana last August. Her and her family literally had just moved here from
Right.
Chicago.
Right.
We connected now as families. We're very close. But what Shoshana's also done for Aaron Phillips, she's got me lined up to host gigs from now to the end of the year. Not just the pageant.
Well, that's great.
So
That's
she's
what it's
out
about.
there. She's out there building those relationships for everybody, not just the pageant to make them all strong, but she's marketing and promoting what and who she can. And that's what you're looking for. Like, you can't describe what you do to anybody, but somebody else can.
Right.
I could sit here and say, I do this, voice, author, but sometimes you just got to crowd that all in.
It's a lot easier for someone else to sell you than you
Correct.
sell yourself.
And Shoshana, with all the years that I've been here, and I'm not saying this because she's here in the room, I'd say it anyway, in such a short time has been one of the best at what she's doing to connect people than I've ever seen.
Good.
Thank you.
That's what it's
Oh
about.
my gosh, thank you.
There you go.
I got goosebumps. Zeev, did I read that the way you wrote it for me? Okay, thanks.
I got a question. Is that another checks in the mail? Because we're waiting for one of them, right? Right.
Exactly. But seriously, no, really, it's been great. So I'm gonna release you so you can get out of the hot spot. Your
you.
cheeks are all red. I don't know if it's
She's
because
really
I embarrassed
nervous.
you.
Yeah, she is.
I love helping people. Thank you.
She's
Thank
behind
you.
the scenes.
Yeah.
She's definitely loves it there.
I like to say I'm the neck of a relationship.
Oh,
Where
don't
I
say
let
neck.
No,
Please
that's
don't
right.
say neck
Yeah,
right
he's got
now.
a bad neck right now.
yeah, but wherever the neck turns, it has to follow.
Oh,
I
okay.
like other people being the head.
There you go.
I like
That's
to be
good.
the-
That's a good
I like
analogy.
the sport.
That's good. All right, give Shoshana a hand, folks. Definitely, as she kills herself getting out from behind the table. All right, you can push that chair back out of the way. And I think we're going to wrap up with just the three of us at this point, right?
All
There'll be the
right,
three
I
of us.
can come in.
Yeah, I could get into the shot too. I
Yeah.
feel bad because I'm
You
trying to
guys
lean
are?
in.
No,
So here we
we're
are.
good, we're good.
So let's focus on the pageant there, Miss Christine.
Let's do it.
August. Yeah, July 21st.
Yep.
The Sunday I come back from vacation, so it's a great way to come back from vacation.
Maybe tan.
Oh, I'll be tan. I'm
Oh,
trying to
you're
tan now. I get my base now. That's why I'm glad to hear when you said 90 degrees.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
I'll be by the pool tomorrow working on my base.
Base.
Anyway,
I like it.
July 21st, Emerald at Queens Ridge, which is over on South Rampart, 8091 South Rampart. It's between Charleston and let's just say Summerlin Parkway.
Great facility, by the way.
Yes.
I've gone to a number of events here. It's a beautiful, beautiful place.
So I'm going to ask
We were
you
there for a minute the other day for
for a minute.
a really long minute.
I want to ask you a question that I really thought about last year when I was a judge. And by the way, I'm very, very blessed, and I've said this to you, and I've said this to Christine privately, the honor to have the opportunity to be on stage now to MC this. I graduated from the judges table to on stage. It's good when you pay people off. But I have
He's the biggest sponsor. No, I was kidding.
exactly. I'm honored by the opportunity to stand next to your beautiful daughter to MC this event.
Thank you.
The question I have for you, though, which when I was sitting at the judges' table last year, you're co-hosting. Why were you not in the pageant? Was this part of your transition from, okay, I'm going to get rid of the sweats and t-shirt to putting on the makeup and the glam and understand what mom's going through, and you just were not ready last year?
Well, last year, I don't know if I could even really compete in our own pageant. So, but I really,
Okay, conflict of interest?
yes,
Oh, all right.
but
It would have been fun anyway.
Oh, thank
Wow.
you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, you know what they call
Aw,
that in the
thanks,
Jewish
Mom.
religion?
Oh, I knew you were going there. I was married.
Every Jew sitting out here knew where I was going with this.
Well, I need to know where
I was married to two former Jewish American princesses.
Correct.
I
They're
was.
called Japs for short.
Japs for sure. Yeah.
Because anyway, but I'm not saying you're that way. Most Jewish American princesses are stuffy and fake as all get out, and they want everything thrown at their feet. But I know you're not
some
that
of
way.
those there.
Well, I know. Listen, what woman doesn't want those? I get it. But it was just the way that your mom was describing you, which is great, that you can do no wrong in your mom's eyes. And quite frankly, every parent should look at their children that way,
Yes.
in my opinion.
As I look at
So,
mine.
Right.
yes,
And you have children and
definitely.
my daughters, and you have a son and
Two boys.
two
sons.
boys. And one of them is named what?
The funny part about it, my oldest son his name is Aaron Philip Portnoy.
No
How
way.
about that? Is that
Is that
unbelievable?
crazy?
How did you guys meet is what I want to know.
Our wives paid each other to meet, to keep us happy.
I
So-
was his first
Romance.
guest on Aaron's Hour.
That's right. Well, yeah, but we were friends before
We were
that.
friends before we met. And the funny part about it is Jewish guy from New York, Jewish guy from Boston, a Yankee fan, Red Sox fan, radio guy, artist, former ball player. I mean, we sat down in the front room one day. Aaron came to the gallery and we said, we should do a podcast. And we just sat down in the front room doing what we're doing right now. And an hour later we went, that's the show.
Yep.
I got to tell you
It's a
how
natural thing.
in syncopato we really are. We've even gone down to we use the same key ring.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Seriously.
Crazy.
And when we go out, forget about it. Forget about it. You want to share the story when Eileen and I first went?
Yeah,
We'll quickly, and then we'll get back to the
all right,
pageant.
we
We digress. We're like the cats chasing the red lights on this show. We're all over the
We
place.
both go to a restaurant in Sun City called My Mother's House.
Have you ever been there? We got to take you up there. It's Italian. You guys like real world Italian?
It's
Do
a
it.
wonderful hidden
You guys know,
jewel
right?
in Las Vegas because it's old school. It's like there's a show and it's really it's wonderful. But anyhow,
Like an old supper club.
so Chef Michael Leonardi, Michael and I good friends. We get up this. He's from
Real Italian.
he's a Philly guy. He's from Philly.
Right.
So
He got
my
lost
wife,
on the
my
way.
wife Dorothy and I would go all the time. So I tell Aaron, you got to go up and check out this place. So Aaron goes up, and the waitress is really hesitant to go over to the table because he thinks it's me, and I'm with a different woman at the table. His wife.
God's honest truth in story.
True story.
And the
Wow.
waitress is the granddaughter of
Of
Mike's,
Michael. Yeah,
of,
Chef
of Michael.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, when we go out, you guys experienced it with us when we've gone out. Within seconds, people approach us asking us if we're twins. And that's such a great play on the title of the show. And that's why we went that way. And there's other cases. But
Yeah, well, you
how
were-
did we get on this topic?
I don't know.
Why
I
are we
asked-
talking about
I
us when
wanted to know how
Christina's
you
here?
guys
Oh,
met.
how we became friends. I don't know.
How you are actually
Well, that's we
so
become
in sync.
Yeah, we are in sync. We're both sports guys. We're outgoing people, personality wise.
Oh, I don't like people.
We love
I'm
people.
not
I
a
love
people
people.
person.
I love people. I love kids. I'm all about the kids.
No, it's so we just ended up being in such great sync with each other by accident.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And you and I, after the times we've been spending the last couple of months talking about this, you and I are developing that same chemistry. And I think people really got to see a little bit of it on Sunday.
Yeah.
We were both up doing the raffles on Sunday. I'm looking forward to the pageant itself for you and I for me to experience it, but for you as well.
I'm super excited. And, since I haven't had the opportunity to participate in a pageant, I'm also considering it. Somebody reached out to me before about it. So maybe I'll do it because, I have to inspire others
There you
to
go.
do something they've never done before. And I'm not scared to walk on stage. I don't have a fear of speaking in public. It would mostly maybe just me having to wear a crown.
Well, in my opinion, you need to do it.
I would need one with a chin strap.
You need to
Like
do it
on the short
for
bus.
one reason only. Could you do it with no issues? Just first introduction to you, learning a little bit more about. You'd have no problem doing it. But you need to do it so you can have the experience
Yes.
that you need to pass down and share to others
Exactly.
that don't know how to do it.
I have to ask, these are all different weights. This littler one is heavier than this big one. What is the average? Oh, this is crystal. That's why. And this is, what's in this one? Rhinestone. Okay, so that would make the difference up in the weight. But
What's this one? What's this one?
that's crystal
This
also.
is crystal too?
I like this one.
See, that's a natural.
Mom wants you to put it on.
Wants
Put it
my
on for a
hair
minute or
up.
two. Mesh, you're going to a
Wants my
pool
hair.
party. What do you care about the
I'm
hair?
not getting in the pool. That's forbidden.
Oh, I see. That's forbidden. Oh, why? You're allergic
That's
to
a
water?
whole nother,
Oh, you're
a
not
whole
going
nother
in the pool?
conversation. No.
Now, you have a friend
Yeah.
with you here that is in for the weekend. Is she
She's-
like knocked out up front? She was
No.
asleep
She
walking
just
in.
She
left.
left to
She
go
left.
eat breakfast.
Oh, okay. How did
She's
she do it?
starving.
How did she do after you gave her the coffee?
She still didn't
She
wake up.
actually, she looked a lot better. Or not looked, I'm sorry, it felt a lot better.
Yeah. Where'd you guys go last night? You can say it. She shared it with me.
I'm kidding. We went to the grand opening of Chaos.
Yeah, that's
How
where
how was it? Was it good?
It was
was chaotic.
Was it
very
packed?
chaotic. It was packed.
It was packed.
It
Yeah, I
good.
figured as much. Did they charge an admission to get in, or
No,
They just
kind of
said we-
women? Women get in for free.
She just said, we know the guys from Twin Brothers. And the guy looked at her and said, yeah, we'll charge you
Yeah.
double for that.
Oh,
I
great,
got a
wonderful.
golden ticket right in.
Oh, this doesn't even fit like a
Pageant.
this thing
That's
doesn't even
what I
fit
call
like a
it.
yarmulke.
But they have the
Ouch.
over
Did I hurt you?
No, I don't even have it on. I
no,
can't.
over at the Palms.
Oh, here we go.
They have
Here
one
we
of the largest
There you go.
outside.
I'm stuck
Pool
sitting
area,
like
the
this
pool
now.
deck, the
Yeah.
day club.
It's supposed to be tremendous.
It's amazing. It's huge. They got Damien Hirst statues everywhere.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll have to check it out.
Screens everywhere. They got it inside. They have a
Absolutely.
DJ booth that swivels and turns inside out.
So what's this pool party you going to
This
today?
could dent
This
your
is the
head.
grand opening of Chaos Day Club.
Oh, so you're just the eye candy, or you're not going in the water? I mean, tell me what happened.
People just show up and we participate and have fun.
Don't move your
their
head.
atmosphere.
Oh,
Now I know how
so
the
they've
Burger King
invited you to
feels.
come.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was invited to go.
Hey, Neal,
What?
I know how Burger
Oh
King
man, I need a
feels.
camera.
That looks really fun.
I need a
I
camera.
can't move my head for fear of falling off.
I mean,
Well, that's why he just moves his body like this.
Yeah.
Right, that's
Like
right.
that.
That's
Like
true.
this.
I
That's
mean,
what
being
it is.
a cartoonist, I get this whole new look at you.
Oh my God, no, I'm taking this
sorry,
off now.
my
I
bad.
can't be threatened with a
Mental,
marker.
He's got a mental memory of that one now. He's going to be drawing you up.
No,
next.
fortunately, he works from pictures.
Yeah, right. I just took
None of these pictures
Mental
better end up in
picture.
his email. That's all I got to tell you. Sorry, David. I'll take everything back I said about you.
All right, we gotta wrap it up soon because
Do we? Yeah, it's 1
Yes.
o'clock.
We
It's
don't-
1:01.
We do this all the time. We
Oh,
just keep
okay.
going.
Over
I'm
the limit.
sorry.
We'll put another quarter in the slot. Okay. So where are we going? Where are we going to be?
We are going to be July 21st, Emerald at Queens Ridge. So 4 p.m. to 12. It'll be open bar and hors d'oeuvres.
Wait, 4 p.m. to 12?
Well,
Not-
you know, we're going to
Not
start
an
at
open
4.
bar. You're not gonna have an open bar. This is not a Jewish wedding.
This, and I was thinking an
I
8-hour
think Russian
pageant.
weddings are worse than or crazier than
It-
Jewish.
Oh, really?
Hold on, Ellen's going to chime in here.
Oh, chime in.
Right, it's an after party too.
Yes.
Oh, I want to go to
Man,
that.
I better bring my sneakers and sweatpants for once we're done on the stage. I'm not going to last 8 hours.
I just
I'm
wanted to
old.
really quick talk about me being on stage.
Please.
And talking.
Yeah.
So I am pursuing a hosting gig. So being with Aaron and him mentoring me is also helping me find my fabulous
Oh, thank you.
because I know how to talk on stage. It's just actually, you know, what it is a lot of people just get stuck in their own head that they can't do it. So they
That's
hold
right.
themselves back and they never
Can't
just do it.
Can't is not a
A word. Exactly. So now I just do. And, you know, I may mess up and blah, 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 but I'm practicing. And that's why I'm happy to be on stage with you on the 21st. of
That'll be
July.
fun. The nice thing is I think people enjoy things more when you're more natural and you make
Be
mistakes.
yourself.
You're only human.
Just be
Mistakes
yourself.
are going to happen, you know, and we have fun with it. You know, I want a cordless mic at this thing because there's going to be a point I'm going to go out into the stage and talk to people during some of the transitions.
Oh, yeah.
So can we make sure, Shoshana, that I have a cordless mic available for the
Yes.
event in July?
Yes.
Earth to Shoshana. Okay, gotcha. Oh, thanks. Great. Great. More black man material. That's all I need. All right. So, and I appreciate that. And you know,
No,
I'll do anything I need to help you, and we'll have fun. And the pageant will be a good test pattern for you. And listen, when you make it big as an announcer, don't forget us little people.
I will never forget.
Maybe we're
anybody.
looking at the next, Regis and Kathy Lee
Oh
kind
my
of thing
gosh,
happening
of
there. Could you
Las
imagine that?
Vegas. We can just call it, you're fabulous.
I will say it again. One moment in time
true.
changes
Everything.
everything.
I hate when he says that because he's right most of the time when he says that.
I'm sorry.
It's going to be our opening song.
One moment in time. There is a song called One Moment in Time.
Well,
Don't sing it, please.
No, I'm not going to sing
Okay,
it.
good.
Thank God I draw. But when I was 14 and I lost my mother at a very early age, I wrote a poem. I wrote it down once. It stayed with me my whole life.
Are you going to make me cry at the
No,
end of the show
no.
again?
Recently, I'm not even going to recite it.
Okay, good.
Recently, I had Bill Fain, who's the producer, conductor for Clint
Mhm,
Holmes,
mhm.
for my birthday, put it to music. And it is unbelievable. I cried. I'm a sensitive guy anyhow, but it just now the next step is to get someone like, and I'd love Clint Holmes to
Mhm.
sing this and then record it. It's the words. I'll recite the first part of it. Your tree of hope lingers with age through days of thought were put on stage. A stage of hope where life can't die. Climb unto the branch, reach for the sky. But tear down that tree in a deed of hate, so will end your tree a destined fate. I sit alone atop the hill to think my past at lone at will. I myself have tried to be what in her eyes she wants to see. Be a success and make me proud, and up I stand into the cloud. Sky's the limit, what's in store? nothing left but an open door. Now there's more to it. There's different verse. I was 14 when I wrote that.
That's beautiful.
And to music and the way Bill Fain did it was brilliant.
So
Right
maybe
on.
someone's going to sing that on stage July 21st for us.
Hey, there you go. That would be
We
that'd be
have
cool.
an
You never
amazing
know.
crew of a talent that actually are, our sponsors that Peter Love,
Yeah.
Neva Melandra, Kendra Daniels was also our Miss Fabulous Las Vegas 2018.
I could see Peter doing the music and Kendra
Yeah.
singing that.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
And-
You saw my videos, I think, from Sunday. It was the
Yeah.
blonde that was singing and
Mhm.
Peter was behind the keyboard.
Yep.
That could be the duo
You
that
don't know.
does
You
it.
know what? Listen, we're in the planning stages. And
Absolutely.
I use the word we.
That's-
There's a
absolutely.
lot of talent in this room alone that obviously is here for a reason. And that's to get involved to whatever degree their strength allows them to be involved. And we'll see where it goes. You're talking more in the audience than you did when you were behind the microphone.
She's
don't get this.
inspired. She's feeling inspired.
I got her inspired. See how easy that was?
All right. So here's what I'd like to do before we sign off. I'm going to give you the opportunity, Miss Speaker and MC and host. You're going to sign our show off for us. So hang on a second. Next week's show, someone who's been with us before is coming back for a return interview.
Who's that?
Aline Jacobson
Oh, boy.
will be. She'll hypnotize everybody to watch
I
us
know,
next
that's
week.
what I worry about.
She just recently received a new certification in her hypnotistic therapy. So she's going to talk about that. She's got new stuff going on. That's next week. And then on the 20th, Noel Caramiso, who was on last week with Jeff, he is the organizer and owner of Foodie Fest that is always in
Oh,
town.
He has FU Burger too, right?
And he is also co-owner of something with Fuku Burger.
Oh, there was another letter. I'm
Fuku,
sorry.
it's Fuku Burgers. Careful.
That was FU Burger.
No, it's not just FU. So that's the 20th. We are open. I have some potential guests for the 27th, and we're booking already in May. So if you guys want to come on the show and do what you saw today, reach out to me. You can just click on our Facebook page, Twin Brothers from Different Mothers, click the send email, and you can find out how easily and more importantly, cost-effective it is to come on our show and spread your message in a 45-minute interview to the world. Okay, final thoughts.
Red Sox have to start winning. That's all I got.
By the way, I hope nobody...
Didn't they win last year?
Yeah, they
That-
won it all last year.
that was
and
last year.
2-7 to start this year.
I just want to mention this. Fortunately, you're not involved in the AAF Football League because they are now defunct,
Gone.
out of business after 8 games. So sorry, Bill Polian. You may know your stuff in the NFL, but something really went wrong here in the AAF. So with that, I'm going to step aside. You're going to step aside because Miss Christine is going to take us off the air.
Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed our show today with Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. I just want to plug fabulouscrowns.com, Project Fabulous, find your fabulous. Catch you guys later.
See ya.
Right, plug.